Season 1, we saw Sadie kind of have some comeuppance at certain points. You know, I think even Valerie, you know, stood up to her a little more than we would expect. So when Season 2 opens, is this a kinder, gentler Sadie? Has she learned some stuff?
I think that there will be a little bit more of a kind of like clawing to get back. So I think, but we will see some gentler stuff happening. Okay. But I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say she's even it's fueled her even more.
And I mean, obviously, because they're in high school, there's growing and there's maturing along the entire journey. Like, no one's ever going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But do you want to see her kind of have a softer side, or do you like playing the over-the-top?
Okay, I totally want to see Sadie have a softer side. I'm not just saying this, but I'm so not like Sadie at all. And so I would totally prefer if she was nicer so that everybody liked me more. But
okay, that's a fair reason. I think that's valid.
But I think that this season there will be totally shades. I think we had it last season, seeing her home life, kind of why she does the things she does. And so, but I want to keep her pretty mean, but I think that, yeah, we will see some softer stuff, which I just think adds more dimension, which I like.
Do we get to see more of Sadie at home this year?
We don't get to see more at home stuff, but we will see a lot more private time.
Okay.
I should say.
Okay.
I know.
That's a little
weird.
Well, it doesn't sound weird, but I mean, I wonder, you know, how different Sadie is when she's alone versus what she puts on at school.
Yeah. Well, she does have a relationship coming.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this one that maybe is will be surprising to the fans?
Well, I think that Sadie being involved with anyone else will be surprising.
Okay.
And, but yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
Okay. And now that we saw that Jenna chose Jake at the end of season 1, I imagine that, you know, that's gonna stick around for a while. So can Sadie look at her and say, okay, I'm not as threatened because you're not after Maddie right now?
Yeah, well, there are kind of two, well, okay, so, yes, Jenna and Jake are together, but I think that Sadie, regardless of the Maddie thing, I think she just really I mean, she got, Jenna started with the Maddie situation, and then it just spiraled, and now especially because we saw that tender moment with Lissa and Jenna with the lip gloss in the bathroom at the winter formal, so now Jenna's taking everything that's dear to her, I think, so not that Lissa is dear to her, but she is.
Well, but she is. Yeah, she is her little minion.
Yes. Yes.
Now, you mentioned that there's some private time for Sadie, and it does seem like Lissa and Jenna may get a little closer in season 2. Does Sadie have other people, other friends that we'll get to meet and get to know better?
No.
Oh.
Sadie has more minions, but they're not anything.
Okay.
They're not really friends, but she tries to wedge herself in between Lissa and Jenna at every chance she gets. Nice. So that's gonna be fun.
Is there another catchphrase maybe for season 2 that you're trying to get as popular?
Well, I think that "You're welcome" is kind of the staple, and I don't think that we want to mess with that too much. Okay. But it's also, I think, the way that Sadie says "you're welcome," the kind of intonation that she has. So I say a few different things in the same sort of manner. So that's fun. Okay. Yeah.
And we hear that was actually your kind of creative input into the show, that you came up with "You're welcome."
I did, yes.
So is that something that, you know, you and Lauren kind of go back and forth a lot about, like how to infuse the character with more color?
Yeah, they are. I mean, the writers, Lauren and Aaron and all the rest of the writers, are so amazing with that kind of stuff. I mean, we had meetings at the beginning of season 1. That's where "You're welcome" was born. It was in the writers' room. We went and talked to all the writers about what was going to happen this season, and kind of just like answered some questions about like our own personal lives, and that's how. So
that's gonna, what you're saying is your personal life is gonna end up in the show, or?
Well, yeah, I think they took Jillian's personal life and made it Sadie. Just kidding. That was totally a joke. But basically, like, what, you know, Lauren loves to find out like what's happening with people in high school and all that kind of stuff. So that's where that came from. And then I was listening to all the terrible, horrible things that Sadie was going to do this season, and I was like, oh my god, that's so mean. And Lauren was like, but your dad built the planetarium, and that's where You're Welcome came.
Right.
So
now it does seem like people are they allow Sadie to be as popular as she is because of who she is, ultimately because her dad is so important and because it's just accepted. Is that true going forward, or do we start to see people maybe push back against her reign, if you will?
I think the interesting thing about Sadie is that she's pretty much only popular because she tells people she's popular.
But they accept it.
Yeah, they definitely do. And so I think that, yeah, especially within the core group of like the characters that we have, you know, fleshed out, there's definitely much more questioning, and there is some crazy stuff going down towards kind of like the mid to end season where Sadie kind of crosses a line, and people are kind of mean to her. So, yeah.
And we've seen so many great big events, I think especially the Winter Formal. So what can we look forward to for season 2?
There is a big event coming, and it's kind of going to go on over a couple episodes, and there's going to be some fallout from it. So.
And you just said you're excited for the outfit. So if you had to rate that versus the Winter Formal dress, which one were you more excited for?
Well, I haven't seen the outfit yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm just excited for its potential.
Okay.
About its potential. But the Winter Formal dress was something to write home about. It was pretty crazy. It had a lot of colors. I mean, yeah, I think that the characters this season are all way more than, I mean, they were all, I think, established so well in the writing and everything last season, and now our writers have just taken them and been able to play so much with them and just flesh them out so much, and there's so much fun stuff going on, and it's going to be totally, I mean, we had Jenna in the first season, and you know, we get to be inside Jenna's mind and everything, and now it's like you even get to see other characters and what's going on personally for them.
Nice.
Yeah.